Hey guys. So in today's 10 minutes live, I'm gonna talk about be your own person unapologetically, and everything else will follow. What I mean by that is that very often we don't want to be who we are because we are afraid of something. Um, Today I had a conversation with a client where she shared with me the idea that actually she couldn't be her own person all her life because when she was a child she actually um, that was very interesting. She was sharing that when she was a child she she had this at school she had this exam or something, and she did it herself, but her teacher said that this was not her but maybe someone else helped her. So the teacher put her a lower grade because of that, even though he was not sure about this, or she was not sure about this. And not only that, but from that was one of the things which made her believe that she doesn't have to give everything of herself because anyways people will not appreciate that. So she took it as an idea that if she gives everything or not doesn't make sense, doesn't matter. So that's why I'm not gonna give a lot of myself, and that will be better in my life. So she decided to be like this, and she continued in her life and forgot about this. But until today, she couldn't realize fully why she was doing that. She was not appreciated by the people around her. She was not, she didn't feel that she had a place in whatever in her life where she could say, I'm good at something. And the only thing was she was good in a certain sport, and her teacher was giving her a lot of compliments, and so that's why she loved doing that, but she decided to stop it because everyone else said that that's pointless. And because some teacher said something to her, and her close people were doing that, she decided that she is not worthy, and even if she gives everything, doesn't make sense because no one will appreciate her. So many of us are like that. So many of us, maybe not only the some maybe not teacher, maybe some parent or maybe some friend or whoever else in our life gave us an impression that no matter what we do we are worthless, and we decide that we don't need to do anything, and we forget that, but we continue to do the behavior, and we continue doing the model. And that's actually what creates the problem nowadays. And when people say to me that um, why I'm not giving everything of myself, why I'm not achieving the things, very often is because they are not their own person. They are not taking responsibility and be themselves fully in their life and give 100% of themselves on committing to something. Because we always wait for someone else to do it first when it comes to maybe intimate relationship or friendship, someone else to give before we give, someone else to give us the motivation so that we can make it happen. And what we do that is we do this service to ourselves. We do this service to our light and to our talent. I had another, he was not a client of mine, but he was we were in a place together, and we were talking about stuff, and he was saying in the beginning when I started my work I was giving everything, but then at some point because they didn't appreciate me I stopped doing it, and I was just going to work and making the money from the work, and that was it. And I said to him that, and how is that good for you in your life? And he was seeing it as good. I'm not giving a lot, I'm just giving it this of myself, and I make money, and good amount of money. But what about your talents? What about the growth? What about your satisfaction of from your work? What about that? If you tell me that you decide to quit your job and you go to another place, or you're changing position soon, I can understand a little bit of that. But if you stay in this place for a long time, in this relationship, in this work, in this friendship, whatever, how is not giving everything of yourself, how is not showing up fully helping you to be free, to be happy, to be prosperous? How? It doesn't help you. Another client of mine, she was, I think I shared that in some of my lives, but she decided to not succeed because she knew that if she succeeds, her parents will see themselves as failures because they didn't have a good relationship, and they said to her that she's a failure, and that makes them feel good. And she decided at some point that she's not gonna succeed because they're gonna feel as failures, and she didn't want that. And that was her motivation to not succeed and to be her own person. All her life, she was struggling even with people who didn't communicate with her because she decided that at some point. And now I'm gonna tell you that if you come back in your life, we come back in your, you come back in your past, and you realize that you don't need to stay there, but we can understand why you're doing that. And sometimes, very often actually, not sometimes, some simple things like this actually create the life you have right now. And when you feel stuck right now, even though you don't know why, you know that you know everything, you know what your weaknesses or what are your strengths, you know what you want, but something stays on the way there. Very often are these things. And these are the things we talk about in the sessions, and we go deeper with that, because realizing all of these patterns we have created in our life from a very early, and sometimes a little bit later, very, very often these things are helping us to, when you unleash them, to actually miraculously you start doing things in life. Miraculously you start really taking steps, creating great actions, creating results, because you unleashed this kind of, you removed this kind of small things, apparently. Several years ago, it was actually not like 15 years ago, what I decided at some point, because I was a person who was giving to people and always wanted to make sure that I'm taking care of others and helping them when they need me, I decided I'm not going to do that for people. I'm stopping it. And do you know what happened there? It was a decision, like moment decision. I just not going to do that. I started not doing that for people for a while. And the only thing which happened there was I remained alone. And I had some people around me, but I wouldn't consider them as my friends at that point. And because I was not giving fully myself the way I could give myself to people and serve to people in this way, I felt alone. And what was good with that was that I was thinking that if they don't deserve, I'm not going to give it to them. I'm waiting for someone else to do it, someone else to give me, then I'm going to give them. And very often, just ask yourself this today: where in my life, in which area, I'm waiting for others to give me so I can unleash myself fully? Because you're going to see that most certainly in the area you are struggling the most, you are staying back and you are waiting for your person, or it doesn't matter if it's at work or home or whatever it is, you're waiting for someone to do something for you. Maybe your boss, maybe your coworkers, maybe your spouse, maybe your girlfriend or boyfriend. Stop doing that. What I'm saying here is, be your own person anywhere, no matter where it is. And when you are like this, and you see that there's discrepancies in the relationship at work or someone else, maybe that's not your place. But that doesn't mean you need to stop being yourself because you did do this service to yourself. And the problem is if you have the problem with your work and you are like this, then you're gonna put this in everywhere in your life, and that's the problem. And you're gonna ruin your life because you're not giving yourself fully. Because when you stay inside and you're not giving yourself, what you do is you stagnate inside and you feel bad, you feel empty, you feel that you're not good enough, and all of this is going around all the time. So what I'm saying is, if you learn how to be your own person every single day in every single thing you do, you're gonna unleash so much power so that you're not gonna give a fuck if you have to leave a relationship, if you have to leave job or something else, because you know that no matter where you go, you're gonna handle it, because you're gonna feel way more powerful when you're yourself. So to summarize what I said today in this, first thing is, a lot of people don't give themselves, and they are not themselves because they have decided very early in their life that they are not gonna do that, and they're gonna held back because other people don't appreciate them. They're doing that all their life, and then they think, why I'm not successful here, I'm not happy in my relationship or something like this. And the reason for that is because they held back, because they're not showing up themselves fully. And if you do that, if you learn to do that and really unleash this power, you're not gonna have a fear, because you know that no matter where you go, you're gonna be yourself, you're gonna get it, you're gonna make it happen. So think about that today, where you held back in your life, and decide to give yourself fully. If it's not your place, leave and go somewhere where you're gonna feel happy, you're gonna have the chance to fully unleash yourself, and where you're gonna feel really appreciated by the people who are there. So have a lovely day, and talk to you soon.